Well, there's a story in the Bible about a man who went out into a field and found a great treasure, and then he sold everything he had to possess that field. Here today, we have an opportunity to look at this field and see some treatments here that we might want to possess ourselves here in the future. We're following up on a video we did earlier. My name is Dr. Ron Heiniger. I'm with North Carolina State University. I'm a cropping systems specialist. We're at the Peanut Belt Research Station. Today we're going to look at treatments that we looked at earlier, where we were looking at root development. You know, we looked at things like 1027-0. We looked at things like a 624-6 at 3 gallons an acre in furrow. We looked at things like radiate, levitate, black label zinc. So this is a test to see what should we do at planting time to set a course, a path for our corn. And of course, we're looking for treasure here. We're looking for something that's going to work and do a really good job. So today, let's take a quick view of what these ears look like. We're coming up on harvest, and we're going to check out these treatments. So today, we're going to start with the check treatment. Here's what that looks like. These are 2 ears. They're not bad for the Peanut Belt Research Station, but they are tipped back. You can see we had stress at one time here in this field, which certainly most growers here in Bertie County have had. Here's 624-6 at 3 gallons an acre. Is there some treasure here? I think probably so. There's no doubt that these ears are better than these right here. So again, that little bit of fertilizer, this is 24% at 3 gallons, so that's an 8 pounds of phosphorus that we've applied here in this treatment. Let's look at some other treatments here. We have 1027-0 in a 3x2x2. What that means is we put a 2x2 band on each side of the row. This is a 10-gallon rate of 1027-0. That's roughly 27 pounds of phosphorus here. These ears look good. Looks like we could got the same thing with 8 pounds of phosphorus. Certainly better than the check, so some treasure there. Let's up that rate. Let's go to 20 gallons in that same 3x2x2 configuration. So now we're talking 47 pounds of, or actually closer to 50 pounds of phosphorus, P2O5. You can see that didn't gain us much. And that's what we've talked about in other videos along this series, is the fact that it's concentrated. You want to find the right concentration of phosphorus to make that early growth difference. Why does that, by the way, while we're looking at this treasure, why did that happen? I mean, how did that planting time treatment affect corn at pollination? It's roots. It has to be root development. We're getting better root development early in the season, so when we hit hot stress, we can pick up water and nutrients and keep that corn sustained and moving along under difficult conditions. So it's roots. Let's look at a different configuration of our starter. Let's look at a 2x2. Most of us are familiar with a 2x2 band. 2 inches over to the side, 2 inches down. Here's that 10-gallon rate compared to the 3x2x2 compared to the check. Not enough phosphorus there. Yeah, or we're not getting it as quickly. That's really what we think is happening in the difference here, is that by putting on both sides of the row, the roots finding it quicker, finding a concentrated form quicker, and making a difference. And it's all about timing at that early stage. You influence that early root development, you influence the desire of that plant to put more roots on. Let's take a look at 20 gallons again with that 2x2. Again, no real advantage to putting another 10 gallons on here, and certainly that treatment did not give us the treasure that we were looking for. Here's another treatment that I think really shines today, and this is this black label zinc at 3 gallons. Now that's a 20% phosphorus material. Here's that 624-6 at 24% phosphorus material. This has some other advantages. It's got zinc. Zinc is a catalyst for phosphorus. When you're When you're trying to get a plant to take up phosphorus, it needs zinc. So that's got zinc in there. And boy, those ears look really good, certainly compared to the check here. So some really nice results. And we've seen this in every replication with this black label zinc. Another way to influence root development that we have is this Radiate product. It's a growth hormone. And what it's designed to do is stimulate root hairs on that plant root, developing root. So you can see here these treatments, a little stress showing up. This is not a fertilizer. No phosphorus here. We're just trying to take up the phosphorus that's already in that soil. So still had some stress here, but certainly better than the check. And then the other treatment I'm going to point out, we have several others out here, but the other treatment I'm going to point out here that surprised me here today is this heat shield. This heat shield is just an endomycorrhiza, no fertilizer at all. Again, the idea similar to Radiate, is that we will pick up the phosphorus we already have in our soil and be more efficient at getting that into the root. And that's what endomycorrhiza in the soil are functioning. That's what they do. So we're just inoculating that system. And these ears look really good. Here's that 24/6. Here's the check. Boy, you have to say there's some treasure here. Now, the problem is this is a very, very expensive treatment today. Something I wouldn't recommend, and of course, I'd like to see what our yields are before we recommend anything here. But certainly a very expensive treatment, and that's the downside. We've got some other products here that hopefully you'll see on this video as we look at the ears in the field. We've got Levitate, that's a 5-15-5 product, very similar functionality to black label zinc, just a little less phosphorus, a little bit of a bacterial product with the Accomplish added to that. Some treasure here today. I hope you see how important it is that you choose the right product for your farm. Make a good decision on using whether the nutrients in your soil or taking some concentrated phosphorus at planting time. Finding that combination work. It's not always more. It's doing it better. And that's what we're trying to, and again, I think that's really the big treasure we have here today, is doing it better.